Good morning, everyone, and welcome to EMS's headquarters. Before we talk about why we're here at the headquarters of EMS, we would like to give the community a brief update on the situation involving the measles that we discussed a couple of weeks ago. And here to provide that update is Dr. Chris Bryant from Louisville Metro Public Health Department. Dr. Bryant?
Thank you, Mayor. So Louisville Metro Public Health and Wellness was advised yesterday, July 28th, that there is a second case of measles in Jefferson County. The infected individual is a known contact of our first case, and this individual has been in quarantine since becoming aware of their exposure. And so there are no new public exposures as a result of this case. Louisville Metro is not the only community in the Commonwealth experiencing cases of measles. To date, there have been 14 cases of measles across the state. I'd like to reiterate that our 2 cases are not related to the outbreak in Fayette and Woodford counties. So the good news is that people can protect themselves against measles. Vaccines are safe and effective. 2 doses are 97% effective. KDPH has posted on their website that of the 14 cases of measles in the state this year, 13 have been unimmunized, and the 14th had a single dose of measles vaccine. We encourage everyone to protect themselves with vaccination. If you are a parent with a child heading back to school, please make an appointment with your child's pediatrician or primary care provider. We at Louisville Metro Public Health and Wellness also offer vaccines at our vaccine clinics. We're having a back to school event on August the 5th. If you'd like to make an appointment, you can call 574-5380. And vaccines will also be available at the St. Joe's Picnic the weekend of August 8th and 9th. So thank you.
Before Dr. Bryant goes back to her regularly scheduled duties, are there any questions about her update regarding the measles before we continue? No, the second individual did have exposure to the first individual, but they have been both quarantining for a significant period of time. They are not related to the other cases elsewhere in Kentucky.
Contact tracing that you got to do.
The question was, does this increase the contact tracing that we need to do?
Yeah, thank you for that. I don't think so because this individual has been in quarantine, so we don't anticipate any new exposures.
Yeah. The question was, how long do they have to quarantine?
So generally 21 days from the last exposure.
All right, well, we want to thank Dr. Bryant and everyone at Louisville Metro Public Health for what they've done. We jumped on this as soon as we made aware, making the community aware. Thanks to all of your colleagues for the great contact tracing they have done and for all the follow-up that you're doing to make sure we stay on top of this in case anything else happens. So thank you all very much, and we'll hope for continued lack of news from your team over the coming days. All right, if my EMS colleagues want to join us, we will get to the main event, why we're here at EMS headquarters, where I'm thrilled to be. We've got a great crew from EMS that is in training right now of new recruits. We have a historic new contract that we're in the early stages of that's helping attract more people to EMS. We're really excited about the future here. And one of the reasons we're excited about the future is because we continue to innovate. You know, at EMS, just like throughout all of Louisville Metro government, we're working hard to protect the health and safety of everyone who lives in Louisville. And there's so much great work that's happening right here at EMS. The EMS paramedics and entire team always respond with such skill and bravery, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they, like me, are always looking to innovate, always looking to improve. Earlier this year, we joined everyone outside when we announced that Louisville Metro EMS was becoming the first agency in the state of Kentucky to provide whole blood to patients in the field. And that, just to reiterate, only about 1% of all EMS agencies nationwide provide this service to patients in the field. And now we've hit the 100-day mark where Louisville Metro EMS has been offering whole blood to their most critical patients in our community for 100 days. And we want to give you an update to share the positive results and also to let you know that other EMS agencies around the state are beginning to follow our lead right here in Louisville. Our EMS team is delivering care to those who need it most and to help those who are in the most frightening moments of their life. Just so you all know, the leading cause of preventable death in trauma victims is the loss of blood. And recent studies show that for every minute a traumatic victim does not get blood, mortality odds increase by 2%. Every minute literally counts. And in other cities where blood is being used in the field, survival rates for patients who have received pre-hospital blood transfusion have improved on average 75 to 85%. And I'm incredibly proud to share that in our first 100 days, our paramedics have done even better than the national average. We've seen survival rates of 92% for the 29 patients that have received blood en route to the hospital. That is worthy of applause. Every life matters, every minute matters, and members of our community are getting a second chance at life thanks to the amazing work of our colleagues at Louisville Metro EMS. In just a little bit, we're going to provide a demonstration of how our paramedics administer blood to patients in the field. But first, I want to invite Louisville Metro EMS Medical Director and Emergency Medicine Physician, Dr. Raymond Orthober, to share more about this programming success. Dr. Orthober?
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. I am Dr. Raymond Orthober, O-R-T-H-O-B-E-R, MD, Medical Director for Louisville Metro EMS and Emergency Services. Well, thank you guys for having us here for our 100 days of blood. Louisville might be the first in Kentucky, but as the mayor said, we're also one in the 1% of agencies nationwide to adopt a whole blood program. The science shows that whole blood transfusions can be life-saving, especially in cases of traumatic hemorrhage where every second counts. It's important to note Louisville EMS is giving blood not only for trauma patients, but also for patients with certain medical conditions that can cause massive bleeding, such as emergencies related to pregnancy and emergencies related to GI bleeding. When someone is bleeding internally or externally from an injury, their body rapidly loses red blood cells, which carry oxygen, plasma, which helps with clotting, and platelets, which stop the bleeding. Louisville EMS has chosen to give whole blood, which contains all three of these components in one package, making it the most complete and effective option for resuscitation. Ultimately, it's a team effort between the team of paramedics who are trained on blood transfusion, the EMS professionals in the ambulance who continue to care for the patient, and then transferring care to the hospital teams to continue the resuscitation. It's important to remember that if a patient is receiving blood, something traumatic has happened that puts their life immediately at risk. Early whole blood transfusion gives these patients a fighting chance. We are excited to be part of this cutting-edge therapy program and proud to offer it to our citizens of Louisville. I'm also proud to report that we know completely that blood is a limited and precious resource, and to date we have not had one single pint of blood expire, which is a big deal. So thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to my partner, Major Dallas Chesser now. He's one of our paramedics that's been boots on the grounds providing blood transfusion. Major Dallas Chesser. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm Major Dallas Chesser. First and foremost, before I go any further, I want to recognize Major Erin Spurka and make sure that she gets every ounce of credit for the initial success of this program. Without her leadership and dedication, none of this would have been possible. And all the success, all the success that we've seen in the early days is a testament to what can be achieved with motivated leadership, a mission-driven team of professionals, education, and direction, and I'm really grateful to be part of it. As of this morning, there have been 34 successful field transfusions to a variety of different patients. And at any given time, Louisville Metro EMS has up to 2 paramedics in response cars carrying whole blood product who monitor emergency calls in real time, looking for signs that a patient might benefit from a transfusion. Additionally, every emergency medical technician, advanced EMT, or paramedic in our system can activate a blood medic response when they identify a potential need. For example, during these initial 100 days, a crew responded to a motorcyclist who was involved in a very severe accident. He was very seriously injured. As the paramedic and their partner provided pre-hospital care at the scene, they prepared the patient for transport, activated a blood medic response, arranged a rendezvous location where they picked me up and all the equipment that we use to administer a transfusion with no delay to transport. On top of that, by the time I had arrived, the paramedic had already completed all of the essential steps for initiating a field transfusion, which includes high-quality trauma management and securing 2 patent IV sites to simultaneously administer blood and medication. So while there are currently 15 whole blood paramedic transfusionists, every provider on the street is trained to recognize signs of hemorrhagic shock and to use the established criteria to consider if a blood response is needed. This example is a really good illustration of how a tiered response might look for a trauma victim that may or may not have a prolonged transport. You'll have a first responder that arrives on scene and treats immediate life threats. An EMS provider will arrive on scene, deliver a higher standard of care, and begin to package the patient and prepare a rapid, safe transport. Advanced level providers will show up on scene and consider more invasive, life-saving interventions that you might see in the emergency room. And when a whole blood transfusionist arrives, they're bringing some of the capabilities of the trauma bay directly to the point of injury. So we're bridging the gap between pre-hospital medicine and definitive care by delivering this oxygen-carrying, life-saving blood at the most critical moment, ensuring that no precious second is wasted in the fight to preserve life. So we've already learned a great deal. We're getting better every day. This is only the beginning. And I speak for everyone, I think, at the agency when I say that we're really, really proud to be a steward of this very, very precious and limited resource. We know there's going to be more survivors, more people that get to return home to their families, and that's what all this work is truly about. I can't stress this part enough. Please do your part to help. A critical component of our healthcare system is the generosity of blood donors. They provide emergency rooms, cancer treatment centers, surgeons, and now EMS providers with the lifeblood that keep these essential programs alive. So thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Major. Thank you very much, Dr. Orthober. Thank you, Major Chesser. I'm so grateful to our entire team at Louisville Metro EMS and also the American Red Cross who are involved in making this happen. The American Red Cross has been a great partner of EMS and so many other areas throughout our entire city for so long, and we thank you very much. And so, as you just heard, in order to make this work a success, every life matters and everyone can help. If you feel compelled to help save lives in our community, we encourage you to donate blood at your local American Red Cross location. Coming up in October, EMS will host a blood drive right here at our headquarters. We'll share details with you closer to the event. But again, we wanted to share news on this great innovative program that we're rolling out here in Louisville and that is already saving lives. One final update before we take questions from members of the media. and that involves the RFP for the independent monitor for our community commitment, Louisville's consent decree. The RFP has been out in the public domain for a couple of weeks now, and that will close on next Monday, October 4th. Finding an independent monitor is one more step that we are taking towards LMPD's continued reforms and improvement to work to make LMPD the most trusted and transparent police department in the country. I look forward to getting as many applications as possible for this independent monitor. And again, the deadline for that application is Monday, October 1st. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions from members of the media, and our friends from EMS are happy to answer any questions about this program as well. Yes. Oh, the question was about how many applications have we received. We'll release that on Monday when we have the applications closed. Some people wait till the last minute, so we don't want to give partial results. I know journalists don't know anything about deadlines, so. What else? Paul? Yes. I'll repeat the question for you. The question was, does EMS have enough supply?
I can attempt to answer that unless Major Spurka wants to tackle it. I don't want to misspeak.
So far, so good. We get weekly, if not daily, updates from the Red Cross about what their supply is. So there hasn't been any surprises yet. The supply has been strong. But we need the donors because as time goes on and more EMS agencies jump on board, the need's going to be greater. So what's the lifespan of this supply? The stuff we get is about 21 days, give or take a few days. We keep it at a constant temperature with our coolers, and as long as it's within that temperature, it's about 21 days. Our blood actually comes from St. Louis. They don't keep any blood here in Louisville right now. Yep. Every time I order, it gets shipped here from St. Louis. Gets on a truck.
He means where locally do we store the blood before it goes out into the field?
For us, it's just in 2 coolers in fly cars like Tahoes.
You mean where in the city?
Yeah, it roams. It's constantly mobile in a car.
Any other questions? Yeah. Totally fine. The question was about UPS and their earnings report that just came out. I've not yet seen that earnings report, but what I can tell you is that we are in regular conversation with UPS, which has been an amazing part of our Louisville community for decades. And I'm thrilled that UPS continues to invest in our community. They've just opened that new medical lab right there at the end of the runway that is bringing new businesses to our community, creating jobs, creating more volume for UPS. I understand that they've done some national restructuring, which actually I've been advised might create some opportunities for us here in Louisville because of the strength of our hub that exists here in Louisville. And so I am optimistic about the future of UPS as people continue to ship more and more, as UPS continues to innovate into other areas like the medical field. I'm confident that their leadership will continue to find ways to be successful and that they will continue to invest here in Louisville. We are a big part of UPS and very proud of it. And Louisville Economic Development Alliance and I will do everything we can to support them. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. Yeah. So the question was about plans for Mitchell Hill Road in Jefferson Memorial Forest. That is a road that was significantly impacted and damaged as a result of recent storms. And our public works team has been working on that. Deputy Mayor George has been working closely with Councilman Dan Sine on that project. We can get you specifics in terms of the schedule. But we'll get you a better update on the schedule. I don't have the schedule update off the top of my head. All right. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful day. And thanks to all of our friends at EMS and the Red Cross. Thank you, guys. Thanks.